every day above ground. You never know when your life will go done.
Hello everyone, Jay Mullings from Rent Mirror here, aka Wicked Penman. Today's topic, continuing on the Black History theme, 2 parts. Will UK music ever be the most popular in places like the USA? That's part 1. Part 2 is, will a UK artist ever be the most popular in places like the USA? And you say to yourself, how does this apply strictly? Well, the second question is, will that ever happen? Yes, it's happened before. Someone like Ed Sheeran is pretty much considered music royalty in the US, so it can be done. But the question is, I guess I'm more framing it towards black music, black musicians. Will they ever be the most popular in places like the USA? And if you go by the internet, they say no, it's an impossibility. They will never take to us. They'll never try to understand us. It's too big of an ask. It's too big of a jump. And, you don't really have much of an argument against it because it's not been seen. But that's been the story of black people all over the planet. When it comes to dealing with oppression, it's this idea that we can't do any better. So it's not even worth trying. It's not even worth seeing. It's not even worth believing in. So yes, it's possible. Is it easy? Hell no. You have, the US population stands at just over 330 million. If that's, I believe that's the number. And then when you put that in perspective, the UK's population is just over 66 million. So by simple math, there's 5 times the amount of competition. There's 5 times the audience, but yes, it's likely to result in 5 times the amount of creatives, So it's not simple gaining the attention when there are people over there that they can already be paying attention to. Canada, their population is just over 37 million. Germany, by comparison, is just over 83 million. But let's put that in context for a second. Nigeria's population stands at over 205 million, right? And that's one part of Africa. And I was fascinated with all of this. So I was going through population figures of all these countries. I always knew Jamaica's population stands at something like just under 3 million. But obviously, when you account for Jamaicans worldwide, it's a lot more. But even so, the smallest of African countries have a bigger population than most of the Caribbean. Trinidad's population is just over, just under 2 million. So it's, that kind of puts music in context and shows you that, black music is powerful. It comes from a true minority voice. But then it's also powerful in another way because, you take someone, a 1 in 3 million like a Bob Marley, and it plants a seed in black people all over the planet. So you see what's at stake with black music wherever you are. But yes, UK music as a black person, it's going to be hard for you to be the most popular in a place like the US. There's just so much competition, so many different formats and genres, and so many people. You need at least you gotta be cracking nearly 200 million people over there to be considered the most popular. Actually, the Mexican population, what was it again? I'm gonna have to guess this at the moment, but I think they have just over 100 million people as well. Japan, over 100 million people. China is, China is in the billions. India, I believe, is in the billions as well. And it shows you why, when Hollywood and all of this, they start to show an appreciation for music outside of where it's not a secret. These people the product is hugely popular where it's from. So when you see a movie like Parasite do really well, it's not rocket science. The Asian film industry has been huge. Yes, they now want a piece of it. Music, Afro beats. I don't think people understand the amount of listeners there are in Africa and how big that voice is, that platform. So yes, they're starting to get their respect, and people want to collab, and people are going to travel over to go and work with I'm telling you, man, this is I think we're coming to the end of like willful black ignorance, where it's like people pretend not to know how big and how powerful the culture is, and just how many of us there are on the planet. It's coming to an end. No one's gonna have that excuse soon. So when you see an artist from a certain place going to, rush to do the cosign, it's not that your thing is little and their thing is large. Literally, the numbers make sense. Of course, anyone that wants to work with an Afrobeats artist, it's not to say they're not hugely talented and they don't have an audience of their own. It's just like, come on, it's future proofing. The places with the biggest potential for growth are those places that were long left out of the conversation. So yes, the continent, Africa, that's where if you want to build a black audience, that's definitely where you want to look, because there's just so many people there, so many chances and so many opportunities to be heard, and to have your own people behind you. When I say own people, obviously I know there's, differences in cultures, dialects, languages, all of that. But what unites us is one black lived experience, for the most part, at least. I know that's probably going to get me in trouble, but yeah. On the other side of things, will the actual UK music be the most popular in places like the US? You would have to say it would require, actually, stick a pin, let's come back to that. So what if you're going to predict anything happening, this is what you would predict. American interest will start showing interest in the UK market, the Canadian market, the German market, so on and so forth, as a way of exporting that music back into that US listenership, and then using that as a method for opening up those markets for their US audience that they're trying to export. Yes, these US acts tend to travel well, we get that, but still it will become a vehicle where it's like, we're offering you this benefit, but it then acts as a double benefit to them, because their interest lies in the US, and then they'll have a vested interest in these, if you want to say quote unquote, smaller markets, but it all adds up. These are all people who are willing to pay for performances and put your music in films and so on and so forth. It's not a thankless task. It's not like they're doing it just out of the goodness of their heart. Everyone has something to offer. And I think with the UK, it would be nice if the UK itself treated its creative industry with a bit more respect, and not tell us to, especially the government is who I'm specifically speaking to, and not telling us to retrain and be other things. Like, come on now. The creative arts brings in billions, multi-billions. If anything, it should be one of the first industries you look to prop up and look to expand and grow aggressively. But anyway, that's a story for another time. I said I'd try and keep it short, so let me know what you think. Will the UK ever be, or ever be home to the most popular music on in a place like the US? Or is it just you just got too much to compete with, and too many people will favor their own music or their own culture over embracing something else? Well, let me know what you think. It makes sense. It's a logical viewpoint, but can it ever be done? And is there a way? Anyway, Jay Mullings from Rent Mirror, aka Wicked Penman. Please like, comment, subscribe. Listen to 1WPM on all your favorite audio streaming platforms. And until next time, I'm out.